Welcome to the Dynasty Chat, the ultimate podcast for NFL Dynasty football, covering the latest news, player analysis, and trade strategies to help dominate Dynasty leagues. League mates, fellow Dynasty managers, and members of the fantasy football community will join in to debate, break down moves, and share their expertise. And let's be real, there's nothing better than staying one step ahead of the competition. This show is here to help you do exactly that. Follow us, and let's get to it.
First of all, before we get into football, how are you doing? You good? Everything good with the family?
Yes, sir.
All right.
How about yourself?
Everything's good, man. I don't got nothing to complain about. This time last year, we just bought the house, so I was like trying to move in, and there was just a lot of shit going on. But this year, I'm fully settled in, and business is going okay, and I actually got a free house this week. My son went to South Carolina with his grandmother, and my wife is at work. So let's go.
Oh, man, you can't beat that.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. This was on Sunday, right? This was Sunday, and we did about 17 rounds. You know how that goes. We are trying to establish dynasties here, right? We are picking the players that are going to be core pieces for our dynasty teams. That's what we did. So how do you feel about how your draft went on Sunday? In fact, you were at the 11th spot, so you were one spot before me. So I was definitely watching every fucking thing you were doing. How did you feel about your draft?
I think I wish I was like midway, like 6th spot. And being second to last, I saw some things that surprised me, and so I think it was fine, but I think I made do for the position I was in for sure.
Yes, drafting at the 11 and the 12 and the 10 in a 12-team league is pretty nasty. You have to go into it knowing that you are not going to get many of the top tier guys. So you really, really, really have to make your selections count, especially in a dynasty format. I found myself actually reaching for people that I normally wouldn't reach for, but I was concerned that they weren't going to get back to me. So did you have a similar experience?
Yeah, for sure.
Your first pick was Kyren Williams. Your second pick at the 2-2 was Breece Hall. After that, you went Chuba Hubbard, and then you went Xavier Worthy. You got C.J. Stroud as your quarterback. You went DJ Moore, and then you got Chris Olave. Tell me about how you feel about Kyren Williams going into the 2025 season, in a dynasty context.
McVay used the hell out of him. That dude's a workhorse.
Right.
And Stafford is on the end of his career, in my opinion.
Yeah, obviously.
So maybe this year or next year, they're going to have like a developing quarterback, and so for dynasty purposes, I think they will build an offense around him because dude's a stud. He's savvy in the goal line. He can receive the ball. Obviously, he can run very nice. So I was happy with him. I thought he would have got picked up sooner than later, but I'm glad that I got him.
I actually agree with everything that you said about Kyren Williams going into 2025. But my concern with Kyren Williams was, the same thing that you said. It's obvious that Matthew Stafford is going through something right now. He's 38, 37 or something. He's got this back. He's got this back issue, and he's been in the league for a long time, and it scared the hell out of me. Like I took Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams off my early draft boards because I couldn't see myself bearing the risk of dealing with Matthew Stafford for the next 2 seasons and relying on his passing to sustain those two guys. But with Kyren Williams, I sort of felt the same way because I thought that his upside was capped a little bit, because if Matthew Stafford does go down, that kind of takes away from the passing attack for all of those guys, including Kyren Williams. So how did you make your decision? Because you took him over Christian McCaffrey, you took him over Puka. I guess you kind of had to, looking at the board, if you want to even have a half of a chance to have a decent running back.
Yeah, there was no running back that really, caught caught my eye and after Kyron Williams. So, for instance, like, A-Chain, he's hurt, right?
Right.
He's soft tissue injuries. Those are lingering, right?
Right.
Bucky Irving, no.
I thought that was a very interesting pick by 305 Breezy. If I was him, I would have taken Kyron Williams over Jonathan Taylor. I mean, it's a similar situation, but Kyron is far more reliable, and like I don't even understand the pick of taking Jonathan Taylor when Kyron Williams, James Cook, and Chase Brown are on the board. I was so happy when those guys went, because I came into the draft knowing that I was probably going to be in line to get Kyron, James Cook, Chase Brown, or Bucky Irving.
And speaking about James Cook, like, I realized, I'm like, crap, when I thought you drafted James Cook, I'm like, frick, I thought you got picked up already.
Oh, boy.
I was in a soccer tournament watching my girls while drafting on my phone. Yeah, bro, it was crazy, man. It was crazy. So, to be honest, I'm not trying to bring up no excuses, whatever. I was scanning, but I was looking at both. I was looking at the soccer field and I was looking at my phone. And when I say I was like, wait, what?
Oh, my God. Damn.
When you got James Cook, I was like, dang, nice.
James Cook is actually one of my favorite players. But I love James Cook. He put up 16 regular season touchdowns last year and 18 touchdowns overall. He was definitely on my board, and I was jumping for joy when he was left on the board along with Chase Brown. So I was super happy with my first two picks. I loved them.
And Chase Brown, I think he's a workhorse and stuff.
I want young workhorses who have an established role in their offense to lead my team. That's what I wanted, and I feel like that's what I got, and I feel like that's what you got as well with Kyron Williams and Breece Hall, and Chuba Hubbard for that matter. Chuba Hubbard was on my board. I do think he's going to be a central piece in helping Bryce Young, keep that offense churning along.
Yes, exactly, and that's why I used him for my third, because Bryce Young, you could tell he doesn't really have a strong receiving core, right?
Well, we don't know that yet. Let's see. He got a bunch of young guys that are all under the age of 25. I was just looking at something. A bunch of young boys.
That's true. It's gonna, young guys equals chemistry, right? And they need to gel together, right?
Right. And we haven't seen it yet. To your point, we haven't seen it yet.
Exactly. So it's going to take some time. I'm hoping, by week 6, week 6, Stuart Hubbard, he's going off, right? Because he's had a good foundation. Mm-hmm. And then Bryce Young to get comfortable swinging that ball because, they have a nice formation going. So,
yeah, I think Chuba's going to be amazing this year. I've got him on my board for 12 touchdowns this year. I think he's going to be amazing if he can stay healthy. And like you said, he's going to be a very reliable piece for Bryce Young, who is trying to figure out his receiving core. And he's going to be dumping off the ball to him a lot. And he's going to be relying on Chuba at the goal line a ton. So, actually, let me take back what I said earlier. In the group chat, I said that your draft was dog water. But now that I'm sitting here looking at it, I love your draft.
Okay.
All right?
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
If you notice, most of those guys are not over 25.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now, I don't love Breece Hall. He's not my favorite. I'm trying to avoid the Jets offense. But I think you have a really good foundation with Kyron Williams and Chuba Hubbard that offsets some of the risks that would be involved with Breece Hall. Like, you have 3 startable running backs in your offense every single week that you do not have to worry about, in my opinion.
Yeah. Breece, honestly, I was wary of picking Breece, my second pick, and because he had that torn ACL, right? And he came back from it, and he did decent, but he didn't do great, But the thing is, bro, he had so much expectation in his first, when he was drafted in the first round, and I think it's because of the coaching staff drama, obviously Aaron Rodgers drama, all that stuff, right? And so I feel like he hasn't gotten a chance to get his foot in yet. I think with his new coaching staff, with Fields, in the center, I think it's going to open up a lot of great opportunities.
Yes, we do. Like, it takes a year for these guys to bounce back from an injury like that. So this could be the year where he finally gets the chance to show what he's got. For me, at the 2-2, if you were going to, since it's Dynasty, for me, I personally would have taken Bucky Irving over Breece Hall at that spot in a Dynasty format. I think that would have been a better pick, especially since I just love personally the Tampa Bay offense this year, but Breece Hall is good, and but yeah, I probably would have took Bucky right there, younger.
Yeah. Bucky's young and talented and a lot to offer. So yeah, I was debating between Bucky and Breece and stuff like that. So yeah, we'll see. Breece is a question mark for me for sure in my running back.
So you got your 3 running backs. You got an awesome foundation for a Dynasty team, in my opinion. You and I both are a little weak at wide receiver. I also went into this draft knowing that I was going to have the 101 in the rookie. So I kind of just went for the guys that I wanted, and with the hopes that I would make up for it with trades and in the rookie draft, because I'm pretty much, I'll reveal my strategy right now. I'm pretty much guaranteed to go ahead and take Genty with the 101 since I had the 12. So I'll just dispel any mysteries about what I'm going to do. All right?
I knew it, bro. My strategy was to go running back hefty this season. Okay, so you already revealed your cards for number 1.
Yeah.
I was going to go. I knew you were going to go.
What a big surprise. Now listen, I was willing to trade the 101 backwards for I asked you, actually, I actually sent you a trade. I was willing to trade backwards for the 102, but I needed another wide receiver piece and maybe some future assets in the rookie draft to make up for that. But I don't think you were biting on that.
No, because I needed. So you're going Genty, so I was like, okay, he's going Genty. I'm number 2, right?
Yeah.
In the rookie draft, right? So my first pick was gonna be Trayvon from Oklahoma.
Henderson, look at this guy. You're gonna use your rookie pick and be a homer? Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Great. He does look great. But I'm saying, considering that you have 3 great running backs, why not go wide receiver with your rookie pick? And telling you right now, I'm not giving up on a foundational, generational talent like Genty. It's not happening, boys. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now. Okay.
You can, if I have at least 3 solid backs on my roster.
Yeah.
Stuff like 20-something, 30-something points.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, right there is going to be a threat.
That's going to be incredible. That's going to be incredible, and you're going to be hard to beat. I think that wide receiver is easier to replace in fantasy in fantasy overall than running back. So I'll take my chances with the young guys at wide receiver and just playing the waivers and making trades. But I'm going to go ahead, like you said, and establish my running threat and bust these boys upside the head every single week with a running back offense that you cannot beat. A pick that I really wanted this year was going to be Jordan Mason. I think that he is going to get Aaron Jones up out of here. I think he's going to eat his lunch, and I wanted him so badly in it looks like 1, 2, 3. I think he went in where did he go? I'm looking at it right here. But yeah, I wanted Jordan Mason, but I was very happy with James Conner as well. I'm not crazy about his injury history, but he was the healthiest he ever was last year. And again, he's one of those guys who's established in his offense and is going to get the ball at the goal line and to keep Kyler Murray out of trouble. So those 3 guys, and you pair that with Genty, I will go against any team in this league, and I feel like I can win any matchup every week. And we can just shuffle around wide receivers until we find out what works.
Exactly.
How do you?
7th round, JR got it. 7th pick.
Yeah, that was one of my guys. Let me see. I got to talk about him. How do you feel about Christian McCaffrey this season? I want to know. I think that was a wild pick. at number 2 overall for Josh. I think that's freaking insane for Dynasty, especially with Bucky Irving on the board, especially with Josh Jacobs on the board, especially with Brock Bowers, Derrick Henry on the board. I cannot believe this man started his new startup dynasty with a player like Christian McCaffrey. How do you feel about that pick at the 203?
I feel like, so Josh, obviously he won 2 times in a row, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like now that pick shows us that, he's able to take those chances, those risks, because he won 2 times in a row.
Right. He's playing with house money over here. So he's like, okay, I'm going to go for maximum upside because fuck you guys. I get it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So if it's a wash this year, then next year he probably could pick up a nice running back, a rookie running back, right?
Okay.
So I think that was his mindset. So he didn't have to play safe like how we're trying to play safe.
Yeah. Because
he had two titles underneath his belt.
Yeah.
Right? And then to be honest, bro, Christian McCaffrey, he's like on 1 year, off 1 year, on 1 year, off 1 year.
Yeah.
Last year he was
off.
He was off.
Way off.
This year, based on his past history, this year he might go dumb, right? However, he is getting older, right?
Yep.
And what I realize is if San Fran is rebuilding, which they are,
right,
they might kind of save him a little bit if they're not going to have to make the playoffs,
Right.
So because you have such good talent, you don't want to risk another injury, especially not going to make the playoffs. So I think he's going to do good, but I don't think he's going to do his top caliber rushing and catching like he did previous year.
I think I agree with everything that you said, and the perspective of Josh playing with house money because he won the other Dynasty League twice, that actually makes me like the selection a lot more. He can sustain a lot more risk in this league because he's got nothing to prove. He's already won twice, and let's just go for broke. I get it. That's great. But for me, I would have you could have all the upside of Christian McCaffrey and still had Derrick Henry. If you're going to do that, then just take Derrick Henry, who's actually balling and has never been hurt.
Yes.
That's me.
Derrick Henry would have been a better pick, in my opinion, than Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah. But, okay, I'm not going to... He believes in him. Somebody's got to believe in him, and I'm glad it's him because, he's actually in my division. So if it goes left, that just makes it better for me. So that's great.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't want to keep you for too much longer, but I will ask you to tell me who you think smashed their draft. And this person drafted from the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spot right in the middle of the draft. I think JR killed his draft. I love his draft. Absolutely murdered it. Okay? Not only did he get Jordan Mason that we were talking about, he starts off with Amon-Ra St. Brown. You know how much I love him. Boom. So he goes wide receiver. Drake London comes back to him in the second round. Another guy who's going to be in a bunch of primetime games who I think is due for a true breakout this year. So he murders a wide receiver, if you ask me. After that, he gets lucky enough for Brock Bowers to fall to him. Wow. Bowers, amazing. Okay. Then he comes back around and he gets Bo Nix. Amazing. Wow. Every single person that he's picked so far has an upward trajectory and is a guy that I was gunning for on my draft boards and in my leagues this year. He circles back around. He gets George Pickens. So now he takes a chance on George Pickens and the Dallas Cowboys offense as his wide receiver 3. I think George Pickens as a wide receiver 3 is amazing value. You don't have to worry about what he does every week. He can get you your 7 points, or he can go off and get you 15 or 25, and it's wide receiver 3, so who cares? Great job. Charbonnet can definitely take Kenneth Walker's job this year if he can't stay healthy. It's a 50-50 proposition to me on that. Great pick. He then comes back around, gets Jordan Mason, a guy that I talked about a lot already. Loved him last year. I think he's going to take over the number 1 job in Minnesota. Is on a good offense. Amazing. He comes back around and he gets Jaden Reed. I think he smashed this draft. And then not to mention, we're going into the rookie draft, and he gets to add even more young talent to his team. I think JR absolutely murdered at the 5.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I mean, I scanned over the list, and I definitely agree with you, man. I think, going so receiver heavy, and these are like star receivers, Rock Bowers, that boy is like a receiver in my opinion.
Facts.
With a tight end body, right?
Right.
The guy, it's just insane. George Pickens over there in Dallas, I think it's gonna free him up a lot because CeeDee Lamb most likely gonna be double coverage most of the time, so they're gonna dump it off to George Pickens, right? He might run slot, we'll see. And I mean, Charbonnet, I had him last year in another league. He went off when Walker was hurt and stuff like that. He's dependable. I mean, Jordan Mason, like you say, he'll be number 1. He's going to take over Aaron's job. Yeah, he got the Austin Eckler catch.
Right.
I mean, his receiving core, his running back it has potential. So I will say I agree with you. I think he has the best draft this season.
Yes, and again, let's not forget, the rookie draft has not taken place yet. This shit is not over. He's going to add... I'm probably, if I'm him, I'm probably going to go and try to add me a stud running back to go ahead and round this thing out. That's me.
Yes.
You agree with that?
And I think he has that plan. I think he has that. Knowing JR, the way he drafted this, he went so receiver heavy.
Yeah.
He's gonna he has a rookie running back in his mind that he's gonna go for. So I think he has a good plan. So we'll see. He may be the team that will end up in the championship he has to fight against. So I think so. Yep.
Are you gonna tell me who you think shitted the bed right now?
Oh yeah.
Okay, go for it. Let's go. Who do you think shitted the bed right now? Let's go.
I think, honestly, bro, I think it's a few of them, honestly,
Okay, just give me one. Just give me one.
So,
Ice. Let's take a look at Matty Ice. He went Jamar Chase, number 2 overall. Great pick. You can't screw that up. Then he comes back around at the 211, late in the second, and he gets Brian Thomas Jr. I'm not a huge fan of Brian Thomas Jr. He loves him. I spoke to Matty Ice earlier this week. I don't trust Trevor Lawrence. So even though Brian Thomas might be pretty good with the addition of Travis Hunter and some other guys and their new tight end, I don't see Trevor Lawrence being able to sustain multiple top 7 wide receivers. I've never seen that from him, and I don't expect it this year. I do love the Bucky Irving pick. Roma Dunze, again, don't trust him at all. Don't trust Caleb Williams. I love Isaiah Pacheco, but, he runs really hard, and he might hurt himself again. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's decent. It's okay. I wouldn't say shitted the bed, but it's, I don't love it. I definitely think 305 shitted the bed, though. Let's talk about him.
Ain't Jordan Addison suspended or something like that?
Yeah, and that's the other thing, too. Yeah, actually, maybe you're right. Let's go back to Matty Ice. Jordan Addison is going to miss the first 3 games. I do not think he was at risk of being taken at that spot. If you were smart, you could have taken Jordan Mason. We just talked about him, okay? You could have taken Debo. You could have even taken Ricky Pearsall, Aaron Jones. There's a bunch. Devontae Adams, Travis Kelce, Brian Robinson Jr., who might have a chance to actually take over for Christian McCaffrey. There's a lot of picks that are way better than Jordan Addison, who is not going to be on your roster for the first 3 weeks. That is hard. In fact, especially if we compare that with the Drake May pick, who I know you're a Patriots fan, but he's not going to be a top 7 quarterback this year. Do you think that?
No.
Okay,
so Stephon Diggs is going to be crying on the sideline for the ball.
Yeah.
Putting pressure on him.
Yeah, that's not... No. So, after... Yeah, this is a shit-the-bed team. Matty Ice, you fucked up, brother. I hate this team. Your best 2 picks were Jamar Chase and Bucky Irving. Everything else is like, ugh.
Yeah. Caleb Williams, the quarterback out of Chicago, he has a better chemistry with DJ Moore than Odunze. Just that's how it is. Right. So they already got a split. So your 4th round pick is going to split so many targets between DJ Moore, right? So I just don't see it. Brian Thompson, like we said, I mean, you know, Trevor Lawrence had a lot to prove, and he showed us his true colors.
I think so. I think maybe that playoff game against Justin Herbert was the best Trevor Lawrence that we're ever going to see.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing, like, I think actually he's going to do okay this year, but I don't see him supporting multiple top 7, top 10 wide receivers based on what I've seen before. Travis Hunter is going to demand a lot of targets and a lot of attention, and I think there's a good chance that Brian Thomas is not going to return the value at that spot. I don't like it. I just don't like it. It's Trevor Lawrence, so I'm out. Not on the talent of Brian Thomas. I'm out on the talent of Trevor Lawrence.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
And that's why I avoided, drafting him because of Trevor Lawrence. Honestly, I think Matty Ice. I think he shit the bed. Honestly, I mean 305. We can go for 305.
And again, this is Dynasty, people. So when we're talking about these teams, we're talking about establishing a future Dynasty, a team that can compete for multiple seasons. So when you think about it in that context, 305's first 3 picks are fucking horrible. No, his first 4 picks, his first 5 picks, all of his picks are horrible. Excuse me, hold on. Oh my God, listen. Jonathan Taylor in a Dynasty when you had Kyron Williams on the board is fantasy malfeasance. Okay? Lad McConkey, he flashed last year, and I do like him. He's okay. Okay, that's fine. I'm not mad at the Lad McConkey pick. I'm not angry at that. But then you circle back around and you give me Alvin Kamara, who has been good, at the tail end of his career on a team that is garbage. Okay? We're talking about a team that is not going to have a lot of scoring opportunities, a team that is most likely going to be drafting in the top 3 or 5 next year, right along with my Giants. Okay? Then you circle back around and you give me Tyreek Hill on another awful offense with a quarterback who, if you drop a feather on him, his career might be over. And we already know the issues with Patrick Mahomes. Tony Pollard is good, but it doesn't matter because you blew your first 4 picks. So who cares about Tony Pollard? And then you tried to save it by doing the stack with Travis Kelce. I actually think might have a good final season in the NFL type shit. I think he's going to be good, but it doesn't matter because you blew 4 other picks, in my opinion.
Travis Kelce's enjoying his freaking engagement. He's a celebrity now, bro.
Yeah.
So he ain't gonna play football this year, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He didn't come to play.
So
He ain't come to play. Fuck that.
Maybe 305 fit the fucking more than Matty Ice, bro.
Yeah.
I take back what I said about Matty Ice. Yeah, he's second, but 305 is number 1.
I think he absolutely blew this draft. I think that he shit the bed and that we have the potential to have another broken team in the first year.